Hi guys, welcome back to another weekend scan with Jeebus. This is for the 21st July 2019. As of today, I look at the share counters and actually scan and see for the next week. So I make some trade plans. So let's not waste time and go directly to the charts. So Yang Zhijiang, if you take a look at the weekly counter, actually, I actually spotted this, something like a consolidation pattern. Price is above 10 and 40 weeks simple moving average, and therefore it's very interesting to me because if you go down to the daily time frame, it actually seems to tell me that it has consolidated a fair bit. It is waiting to break above. So if it does break above, okay, then perhaps it's a good time to actually make a buy for uptrending counter kind of bet. So if that happens, perhaps you will see some sort of resistance down there. Okay, but I think once it breaks above it, I think you're pretty safe. So do check it out. 杨子酱 high P. This is reversal counter play. So if you take a look, there is this consolidation pattern. So let's not waste time. Let's go to the daily time frame. So I actually see this like a sort of upper bound and this is a lower bound, and then I set one ATR, some sort of slightly more than less than one ATR percentage above, so that once it breaks out, you can actually enter already. So that's it. The next counter is QAF. It's a reversal counter again. What I actually see is this downtrend. It reversed, okay, and then first pullback. So now it's like showing some signs of rebound. Okay, so let's go to the daily time frame so it's easier to make the trade plan. Okay, so at the daily time frame, if you look at it, you can actually see something down here like a consolidation pattern. Of course, this is a very big drop, maybe very dangerous to some people. Okay, so what happens if it breaks higher? You can actually buy for it to grow higher. Yep. So Cashew Logistics, another reversal play that I'm looking at. For a very long time, I was actually in it earlier. It has been downtrending, and then now there seems to be like a pattern. It tries to break above the 200 days moving average kind of thing. So over the last few weeks, you can actually see this consolidation pattern. If you go to daily time frame, let's take a look at the daily time frame. Actually, price is like consolidating, forming such a flat pattern, resting on this support term resistance. So if you look at it, I think two ways of playing it. Probably like go down and you go up, so you buy it down here. Okay, or else it could be a potential you go here, then suddenly there's a jerk up. Okay, and then of course you will want to buy it somewhere around here to make sure that it is a good buy. So then of course you set your stop loss down here, because these two supports are very close to each other. I'll take this, the slightly lower uh, support, as the place to place my stop loss with a little bit buffer. Yes. So this other counter that I spotted is I don't know how to pronounce this, maybe it's called Halcyon. Agree, if you know, you just drop a text and tell me how do you pronounce this counter. But actually what I saw was something interesting down here. You see, for a very long period, it has been like sort of downtrending. Of course, the downtrending fluctuation is very big. Okay, then today I actually see this counter, okay, having this higher lows, sorry, this higher lows and higher high pattern. So there's like three higher lows, and then now it's at the higher lows. I'm expecting it to go up higher if that plays out well. So if you go down to the daily time frame, how perhaps I would play it is that, maybe just enter somewhere down here, and then maybe down here. Okay, then I will actually set using the ATI is a good gauge. I will actually set maybe, okay, this 1 cent. So down here I'll probably set at 75. Okay, sorry, this is 75 down here. And then if the price goes above something like this, maybe at you know 51 cents. Make the entry. Yes. So that's it for this particular counter. So this other reversal counter is a Q&M dental. So if you take a look at this counter, since maybe like sometime middle of 2017, it has been downtrending. And if you know zoom in significantly more, okay, you can actually see this pattern of lower highs, okay, lower lows, lower highs and lower lows kind of pattern. Then suddenly you see you have this higher lows, higher highs, and then now it's at the higher lows portion. So what would you do, you know, when you see this kind of pattern? It's very delicious for me. So I go into the daily time frame. Okay, I can actually see that this is like a first pullback of the reversal. And if you want to play it right, okay, I would say that if there's a price spike, I'll just enter. So let's go to the next counter. So the next reversal counter is CNMC Gold Mine. This is a Malaysian gold mining counter. You can see over a long term, it has traded lower with lower highs and you know, lower highs and lower lows. So suddenly you can actually see that down here. Okay, let me do some shifting of the charts. Okay, suddenly you can see down here that instead of lower lows, okay, there is this higher lows, higher highs, and there's this consolidation pattern. So I actually go down to the daily time frame. Okay, draw all the horizontal supports and stuff. Go to the ATR and then I set my stop loss about 1 cent here and another 1 cent up here. So it breaks higher, you can actually enter. But because it's a reversal play, do bet a small amount of risk. Let's go to the next one then. Next counter then. So the next counter is Lipo Mall Trust. Okay, so Lipo Mall Trust, you can see that over the past 1 year plus, it has trended lower, and then suddenly you can actually see that it tried to reverse sometime late last year, early this year. Okay, it rebounded and then suddenly fall flat down very quickly. So you can actually see a you know, a higher low pattern forming, and then now it's reversing up, and probably it will form the next higher high, something like that. So like right here I saw spotted when price breaks above the 10 and 40 week moving average, I saw some consolidation pattern. So let's go into the daily time frame. And then at the daily time frame, I saw a support level down here at the 23 cents, and I checked my ATR 10 cents for the ATR 14, and then I set a price slightly above you know, the current price. So if it breaks higher, there's a lot of momentum to break higher, you see, because you can see this um higher lows. Okay, and then right now this might form somewhere down here kind of pattern. So it goes up, so we are looking at the next high at 30 cents. So I think this is a relatively good reversal play. So this is the last highly speculative reversal counter that I spotted. This is G Invacom. So you take a look at G Invacom, it downtrend for many years already, and then suddenly it break out higher. There was some consolidation breaking higher. Um, and then you can look at the amount of volume is superbly high. So you know, if you want to trade this highly speculative counter, you probably want to go down the daily time frame. And then this is actually something like my trade plan. If I were to enter, okay, I will just enter and put a stop loss, risk a small amount to have a 12.4 cent stop loss. Okay, and then you know what I'll do is instead of a 200 days, I'll put a 20-day moving average as something like my indicator. So you can see it's getting a bit far already. It might possibly do some horizontal, some trading like that. So I mean, I'm not recommending this, but I spotted this thing. So do your due diligence and plan carefully for this particular counter especially, and put very little risk, very little of your money on this, because this is after all a very speculative counter. So that's all for counters I spotted. So one of my investing note friends asked me about BreadTalk, whether can buy or not. So here I am for the crowdsourced counters BreadTalk. So if you look at BreadTalk, currently I wouldn't buy, simply because based on my personal rule on the weekly time frame, while there was a very bullish candlestick down here, I probably want to see some kind of confirmation before I make a decision. So it might be still too early, because like price and all that are still at the at below 10 and 40 weeks moving average. So even if it breaks up higher, it touch here, because there's a confluence of 10-day moving average and a resistance level here, it's likely for it to like break down. So need to be a little bit careful for BreadTalk. Okay, so someone actually asked me whether is it like possible to like short Ascender's read. So I mean, if you ask me, Ascender's read, if you take a look, so far it has respected the 50 days moving average very well, which is the 10-week moving average. So right now it is reaching and touching the 10 weeks moving average. So my question is, right now is probably I would not want to short it, because it is quite a risky plan to do. I mean, you take a look at the counter's history. Of course, there is a possibility when it breaks, it doesn't respect the 10 weeks moving average, you can short it lah, of course. But right now, we need to take a look and wait for it to confirm that it is not respecting the 10 weeks moving average, then you make that short lah. Otherwise, you know, take a step back and chillax first, because I wouldn't do so. It's relatively risky. So to summarize the counters that I spoke about, I actually spoke about uptrending counter like Yang Zijiang, and a bunch of reversal counters like High P, QAF, so you can see for yourself lah, Cashier Logistic and all this. So I mean, just want to point out that G Invacom is highly speculative, so put very very little, even lesser than your normal reversal play kind of risk to allocate, very very little risk to it, okay, if you do want to trade it. And for the crowdsource, the counters that LFO actually shared and asked me to take a look, Bread Talk, I feel that maybe it's still not yet time to actually trade it if you are looking at pure TA perspective. And for the short trade for shorting Ascender's read, I think it's still a little bit too early to talk. So let's not look at it. Let's focus at the other higher probability trades lor. So that's all. Thank you for your time. So if you enjoyed this discussion of stock pick, do like the YouTube and actually subscribe to it, so you never miss one of these videos. Thank you and have a good Sunday.